The Statler Brothers, sometimes simply referred to the Statlers, were an American country music, gospel, and vocal group. The quartet was formed in 1955 performing locally and, in 1964, they began singing backup for Johnny Cash until 1972. Originally performing gospel music at local churches, the group billed themselves as the Four-Star Quartet, and later the Kingsmen. 1. In 1963, when the song Louie, Louie by the garage rock band also called the Kingsmen became famous, the group elected to bill themselves as the Statler Brothers. Despite the name, only two members of the group, Don and Harold Reed, are actual brothers and neither has the surname of Statler. The group actually named themselves after a brand of facial tissue they had noticed in a hotel room. They quipped that they could have eventually named themselves the Kleenex Brothers. 2. Don Reed sang lead, Harold Reed, Don's older brother, sang bass, Phil Balsley sang baritone, and Lou DeWitt sang tenor and was the guitarist of the Statlers before being replaced by Jimmy Fortune in 1983 due to DeWitt's ill health. 3. DeWitt continued to perform as a solo artist until his death on August 15, 1990, from heart and kidney disease. 4. On April 24, 2020, Harold Reed died after a long battle with kidney failure. 5. The band's style was closely linked to their gospel roots. "We took gospel harmonies," said Harold Reed, "and put them over in country music." 1. The group remained closely tied to their gospel roots, with a majority of their records containing one gospel song at a minimum. They produced several albums containing only gospel music and recorded a tribute song to the Blackwood Brothers, who influenced their music. The song "We Got Paid by Cash" was written by the Statler Brothers as a tribute to Johnny Cash, who discovered and mentored them. 1. Very early on in the group's history, before the group named themselves the Statler Brothers, Joe McDorman was their original lead singer. 6. The Statler Brothers started their career at a performance at Lyndhurst Methodist Church near their hometown of Staunton, Virginia. 1. In 1964, they started to become Johnny Cash's backing vocal for an 8.5-year run as his opening act. 2. This period of their career was memorialized in their song "We Got Paid by Cash." They were featured regularly on Cash's hit show The Johnny Cash Show on ABC. The show ran from 1969 to 1971. Due to their expanding career, the Statlers left Cash's entourage around the mid-1970s to pursue their own careers. They left Cash on good terms. Two of their best-known songs are "Flowers on the Wall," their first major hit that was composed and written by Lou DeWitt, and the socially conscious "Bed of Roses." In the 1980s, the Statlers were a mainstay on the Nashville network, TNN, where their videos were shown regularly. Also on TNN, between 1991 and 1998, they hosted their own show, The Statler Brothers Show, a weekly variety show which was the channel's top-rated program for its entire run. 7-8. Their songs have been featured on several film soundtracks and also in the famous video game, Grand Theft Auto: San Andreas. These range from Charlotte's Web in Smokey and the Bandit 2, to Flowers on the Wall and the crime dramedy Pulp Fiction. In the video game of Grand Theft Auto: San Andreas, their songs "Bed of Roses" and "New York City" are heard and played in a country music radio station in the game called K-Rose. Throughout their career, much of their appeal was related to their incorporation of comedy and parody into their musical act. Thanks in large part to the humorous talent of group member Harold Reed, they were frequently nominated for awards for their comedy as well as their singing. They recorded 2 comedy albums as Lester Roadhog Moran and the Cadillac Cowboys, and one half of one side of the album Country Music Then and Now was devoted to satirizing small-town radio stations' Saturday morning shows. They earned the #1 spot on the Billboard chart 4 times, for "Do You Know You Are My Sunshine?" in 1978, Elizabeth in 1984, and in 1985, "My Only Love" and "Too Much on My Heart." 9. Since forming, the Statler Brothers have released over 40 albums. 10. The Statler Brothers purchased and renovated their former elementary school in Staunton, and occupied the complex for several years. The complex consisted of offices for the group, a small museum and auditorium, as well as an adjacent building which served as office space for unrelated businesses. A garage was built to store the 2 tour buses that the group had used for many years. The group has since sold the building, which has been converted back into a school. Citation needed. In 1970, the group began performing at an annual Independence Day festival in Gypsy Hill Park in Staunton. The event, known as Happy Birthday USA, lasted for 25 years and included many country music figures, including Mel Tillis, Charley Pride and many others. The event drew as many as 100,000 fans each year. The group also honored their hometown with the song Staunton, Virginia on their 1973 album Do You Love Me Tonight? Harold Reed died, aged 80, on April 24, 2020.